Good afternoon, everyone. Also, good morning and good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to this webinar. My name is Katharina Schilling. I'm the Secretary General of IWD, the International Association of Water Service Companies in the Danube region. And IWD is a membership-based association of water utilities, national water utility associations, and other stakeholders in the Danube region. I'm super excited to welcome you to today's online workshop and event on Women in Water, supporting inclusive contributions in the industry, the Danube Region Perspective, which is co-organized between us, IWD, and the IWA Specialist Group Sustainability in the Water Sector. This topic is very close to our hearts in the Danube region. We have a partnership, for example, with the World Bank's Equal Aqua, and we're also working quite a bit with the young water professionals in the region to secure a diverse and skilled workforce in our region. But let's start with a little bit of housekeeping before we jump into the topic. So first of all, for your information, this workshop will be recorded and made available on demand on the IWA Connect Plus and also on the IWA and IWD website with presentation slides and some other information. The speakers of this event are responsible for securing copyright permissions for any work that they will present, of which they are not the legal copyright holder. And the opinions, hypotheses, conclusions, or recommendations contained in the presentations and other materials are the sole responsibility of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect IWA or IWD opinion. In addition, during the plenary portions of the workshop, please mute your microphone. There will be also interactive breakout discussions, and in these breakouts, you're encouraged to come off mute and turn your videos on. You can also use the chat box for any kind of interactive activities, and please obviously keep the discussions and comments respectful. And finally, there is an ongoing questionnaire on the topic of women in water, how to support everyone's contribution. If you would like to still contribute to this survey, if you haven't done that yet, then please scan the QR code. And I think my colleague Elisabetta will also share the link in the chat and submit your responses. It will be very useful for the specialist group to get your feedback there. Good. So that was it in terms of the housekeeping. But what is in for you today? Let's have a brief look at the agenda. We're now in the middle of the first part, welcome, housekeeping, and also the survey. We will then follow with the opening remarks from Ms. Maja Medenica. I will introduce her in a second, followed by an overview of the Women in Water project. Then after that, we have a short brief on the first 3 challenges to be discussed in the breakout discussions. Opportunities and advancement, disrespectful behavior and self-confidence, followed by the breakout discussion round number 1. After that, a short introduction on the second 3 challenges, H, work-life balance and mentoring, followed by the breakout discussions round 2, and then finally the closing remarks. These are the speakers for today's meeting and event. You already know me. Maya will come in a bit, and the ladies here are Linda, Ludmila, and Sika. They're all representatives of the IWA Specialist Group, and they will guide you through the meeting. But let's kick it off now with some welcoming words from Ms. Maja Medenica. She's the head of Asset Management Center in the public utility company Belgrade Waterworks in Suvraj in Serbia. Also a member of IWD and an IWD board member. So I will stop sharing now, Maya, and the floor is yours. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Kati. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm glad to be today a part of Women in Water webinar. In March this year, we had 2 important dates. One is International Women's Day on 8th of March, And on 22nd of March, we had the International Water Day. So congratulations for both. My name is Maja Medenica, and I'm a civil hydraulic engineer. I'm working in the water sector for last 25 years. And I'm working, as Kati said, in Belgrade Waterworks and Sewage. It's the biggest public utility company in the Southeast Europe. My current position is the head of Asset Management Center, and I'm working last 10 years on that position. Thanks to this webinar, I looked back in my professional life in a public utility company, and I emphasize that the most important moments in my career is that I have been selected from Belgrade Utility in Serbia to be a representative at a specialization training course related to the water management in Italy. And after that specialization, I received an offer to work as a consultant for 3 years and to help water companies in digitalization process. After returning to public utility company in 2009, I have been working with the same great team until now, and I have the opportunity to develop asset management methodology in the company and to coordinate the international donor projects in my company. If we are looking at the Belgrade Utility Company, its majority of employees are male employees because of the type of the work, and around 1/3 are the female colleagues. In Department of Development and Designing, when my units is located, we currently have the first female director and more than 50 women employees and about 12 male colleagues. This is more office work, so majority are the ladies. In Asset Management Center, also when I'm working, it's also majority of the female employees. The same situation is in other sector like finance sector or legal department. In other operational departments, we have more male colleagues because it is more field and harder work. But in the country, my country, Serbia, and the other countries in the Southeast region, the top management position in PUCs is reserved for male colleagues. I'm looking back to my studies, during the civil engineering studies, 50% were female students, which was a little bit unusual for so-called male profession, but today this is a normal phenomenon. I will just remind you, and maybe you all know, that water sector in my country and in the region is in a difficult position. So working it's very challenging. There is a little technical stuff, especially in the smaller PUCs. I know that colleagues who are also the only engineers in the company, so they cover tasks from design, execution, supervision to the maintenance of the system. There are a lot of great professionals among my colleagues, and I also know a lot of women who are very successful. They also run fieldwork, manage teams in a network maintenance departments. In a large system such as Belgrade Waterworks, the situation is easier because there are more employees. To work in utility company, it's not attractive now for younger engineers, predominantly because of the financial side. Somehow this climate is changing lately in our case, because we have strong support of young water professionals, and also we have strong support of professors in a hydrotechnical department in the Faculty of Civil Engineering. So hopefully we will get more and more engineers in our company. What helped me during my career the most? Somehow I was lucky to work in the company where the management is interested in progress. who have a vision and who work on development and promotion of employees. I had that kind of motivation and assistance in my professional life, and it was very useful and helped me a lot. Great professionals and managers from whom I learned and who supported me and gave me opportunities during my career, and I'm very thankful for that. Also, through associations like Serbian Water Association and IAWD, I worked as a technical expert, so on many projects with the colleagues from the region. Through development in association and participation at the conference, there was opportunity to meet colleagues from the country and the region. The networking on the conference, workshops like this, helps to connect with other colleagues and share knowledge and experience. How motherhood affects on my career? On my example, you can see that with a lot of effort, it is possible to do various jobs and to be successful in the water public sector. Working in PUC can be very attractive also for a woman, and the opportunities are great. 15 years ago, I was offered the position of Executive Director of Measurement and Loss Reduction Department. But at that time, I chose to prioritize growing of my family over my career. Motherhood did not represent any obstacles in my career. Since I had the help of my family and understanding of my husband, I was able to coordinate business trip very early on, so that is possible to coordinate. So it's really obvious that it's possible to coordinate everything with good organization and support of others. As in our countries in the region, more women of our profession decide to work in public utility company because work is a little bit more flexible in terms of family obligations in comparison to private companies. And like a curiosity, I just want to share with you that I'm second generation working in PUC. My mother used to work in a Belgrade utility too. And when I asked my son if he wanted to work at Belgrade Waterworks one day and to be third generation, he said no, because he see that mom's works a lot. But this is his perspective. So, like conclusion, I would like to emphasize that as important is to constantly work and have a permanent learning process. So it's very important to attend conferences, trainings, online trainings, and workshops like this. From personal experience and experience of other colleagues, also enthusiasm and persistence is very important. So at the end, it pays off. If I were to start again my career, I would do everything the same. I would choose to work in the water sector and a public utility company. And I'm pleased to be a civil engineer in the water sector when there is still a lot of room for improvement. So the challenges is even greater and a lot of work in front of us. And this was my story. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Maya, for your insightful story and also for the honest perspective. And I have to say, I mean, it's good to hear. Oh, wow. And I see a lot of applause here coming up. I think it's good to see that you're also mentioning the need and the support of networks, because that's actually also what I feel. And I mean, I came to this position where I am through IWA and that network. And I mean, both IWA and IAWD as membership-based associations, I think can provide important networks that can support women on their career development path. So thanks for that. Again, Maya. Next in line from our speakers is Arlinda Ibrahim Yari. She's a representative of the IWA Specialist Group organizing this meeting today. And I'm specifically happy to have Arlinda with us here today because we know each other since our young water professional days within IWA, and it's great to be back again. Not at least me, not as young anymore. Here within this specialist group meeting and webinar that we're jointly hosting. Arlinda will provide a background of the project Women in Water and also explain to you what we're going to do today in this meeting. So Arlinda, the floor is yours, and please also make sure to share your slide. Thank you.
Will you put the slides and then just give me access to me, or should I share the slides at all?
If you can share the slides, that would be great. Otherwise,
I don't think I have the one that's
okay. Then otherwise, I can let me share them.
You updated those lastly.
Good. Let me do it then. I'm just moving forward.
Okay.
There you are.
Yes. Okay. So do I have access on that, or are you gonna?
I don't think so. You have to let me know when I should move.
Okay. That's fine. So hello again from my side. As Katerina introduced me, my name is Arlinda. I'm originally Albanian, so within the region, in case you are wondering why Arlinda is here from the specialist group. The specialist group with the IWA has been a group that has been focusing for years in several activities. The only activity that have been added to the main core of this group is Women in Water, but it's a specialist group that work within the settings of the International Water Association that use across its focus on sustainability of water across industries, cities, and agriculture, with some working groups, as you can see listed on the slide, and the management committee team. It's not a full list of them, but it's a picture from our last, some of the last events that we have had. Next slide. And so I'm going to introduce you a bit more about the project Women in Water. What is this project and how it started? It's a project that started by chance, I would say it, or by luck, even though the topic has been for years a topic that has been discussed in different water associations, like the role of women in the water community, in the water projects, in the water companies. But something happened that triggers our attention, and it was the World Water Congress in Tokyo. Next slide, please. Where this specialist group was having a workshop there, and the workshop was actually not about this topic. It was about staff development, the capacity development, and by chance we were the three of us in the same event. Two of the organizers of the day event, Katerina from IWD, Elisabetta from the National Water Association and Sewerage of Albania, and myself back in the time working for Korça Water Utility, local water company in Albania, where the organizer were having this event. It was, I would say, successful. We got some feedback from some ladies saying that they liked the results of that workshop, but it was a pity that they cannot go back to their bosses, to their male managers, because as most of the water utilities in their country were run by men, something that Maya has been touching upon that too, they don't want to really hear about any opinion coming from women. So then we thought, okay, we know that this is a story that we have been hearing for a lot of years, from a lot of years now, but it was 2018, it was Tokyo, Japan, like one of the most developed countries in the world, and this topic came again up like something normal. And we thought, okay, maybe we should go back and check with other countries. What are some of the challenges that do women have or do women face in different countries of the world? So we started a series of activities that went up online and on site. Basically in the beginning, next slide, it was everything online because I remember it was COVID time, and probably that's the reason why this international event had nearly 700 registered people for the attendance. And then because it was a video on demand, the video have been seen so many times. I cannot say the number right now, but it was one of the most successful events that we had during those first years. We started doing some survey with the young water professionals, and then a couple of events online in terms of finding out what were the challenges that do women face in different regions. And it was an international event that started off. Albania in that time was represented by Elisabetta, or at least I would say the Danube region back at the time. And then we tried to combine each of the other regions by one representative. Next slide. This was March 2021. We usually celebrate the Women's Day with such similar events. Then we did the Latin America countries webinar. Next slide. This was 2022. In 2023, we went on an on-site in the Development Congress in Copenhagen, where we did the Empower. This one is the Africa countries, actually. So we moved to the African region, and then we went to the next slide, to the Developing Congress. So all these activities collected for us a lot of information because we wanted to understand in different patterns, in different cultural background, religious background, different settings, what were some of the challenges that women do face in the water sector. We started actually to launch IWA Women's Leadership Network, where we do belong with other organizations as well. And we planned different activities that gonna again showcase women and champions them through the network. We ended up with the final product. I'm gonna show you probably in the next slide, but I also have it here with me.
Arlinda, maybe you can move now yourself. Please try.
No.
Okay. Oh, now it works for you.
No. Okay, one slide before. So it's this book here. Maybe two. Okay. One slide ahead, please. So the final product of the first phase of this project, it was a book which was published by IWA Publishing in 2024. It's a very easy book to be read because you're gonna find yourself with all the experiences there. And somehow, even though you might not come from different regions of the world, there are examples there on how women do also express themselves when they had difficulties or challenges in their working environment. It's an open book, like everybody can read it and download it easy. There is a link there. Maybe we can share the link afterwards when we send you the documents and the slides from this event. The book is divided by different chapters, and those chapters are actually the main challenges that women face in the water industry, like career opportunities and advancement, disrespectful behavior, self-confidence, impact of age and challenges experience, work-life balance, mentoring, and staff development. And of course, there is a summary of the attribute and perspective from women and the next step of the project. For the next step of the project, we are nowadays doing the second phase of it. It's in the next slide, where after we finalized and find out some of the challenges that women face, now the second phase of this project is about inviting everyone, including men, and I already saw some men from the list of participants attending this event today. So we invite all women and men across the water industry to share their ideas on how we can work together to overcome those challenges, like individually, but also from the perspective of your organization, like your water company, your institution, your university, on how to overcome those challenges and unlock the full potential of every water professionals in addressing the global issues of today. So you know that there is not a sector that only women can work here, so we have to collaborate and work together with men. So what are the best options that we have here on overcoming, especially the challenge that the women face. So in order to make this event more interactive, and because we want to hear your voice and especially the discussions around the topics that we have been choosing to talk today, my two other colleagues, they're going to introduce you 3 challenges each. That definitely after those defining those 3 challenges, we might need to have a discussion around them, and that's when the second part of this event is starting by going to the breakout room and have an internal discussion on how to overcome those challenges. Now the floor is going to be for Lyudmila from the specialist group, IWS Specialist Group Sustainability in the Water Industry, for the first 3 challenges. Lyudmila, it's over to you.
Thank you, Erlinda. Thank you for introduction of the project overall. I would appreciate if you can move the slide forward. Also, I very much thankful for everyone who joined today our meeting and our, let's say, workshop. I'd like to take a few minutes to go through an important topic that influence the workplace culture, productivity, and professional development. Actually, those challenges which were also indicated in our research and in our book previously mentioned by Erlinda. I would speak about the relation between career advancement, workplace behavior, and self-confidence among women in professional environments. Can we please move forward with the slide? Let's begin with the career opportunities. Although the progress has been made over the years, research and workplace experience show that women may still encounter barriers to advancement. Leadership positions, higher paying roles, or opportunities to participate in strategic projects can sometimes be less accessible due to factors such as unconscious bias, unequal access to mentorship or training, and structural challenges within their organizations. These factors can limit professional growth, not only women, right, but overall the employees, and it can influence and limit this growth not due to a lack of skill and ambitions, but because certain systems may unintentionally create uneven starting points. Can we please move forward? Another aspect to consider is workplace behavior, in particular disrespectful. In some environments, women may experience interruptions during the meetings, see their contributions overlooked, or face subtle forms of bias or exclusions. These behaviors also have influence how individuals feel about their role, even if it's unintentional. And when ideas are dismissed or voices are not acknowledged, it could affect the whole team dynamics. It could affect innovation and the overall effectiveness of the organization. Yes, let's please move to the next one. And over the time, all of these experiences can influence self-confidence. When individuals repeatedly encounter doubt or dismissal or under-evaluation, it can shape how they view their own abilities. This may contribute to hesitation in pursuing new opportunities, increased self-doubt, or feelings commonly associated with imposter syndrome. Environments where actually criticism overweighs constructive support can make even highly qualified women professionals reluctant to step forward. Even having these challenges, still, like, confidence tends to grow in the environments where people are respected, included, and supported. Today we get together here to get to know what we can do to foster such environments. And I would be inviting everyone to breakout rooms. Our first one. I think we would be moved there automatically. So I think see you there, and looking forward for fruitful discussions.
Okay, I will open the rooms now.
Yeah, and I believe I am jumping in now. I met some of you already in the breakout rooms. Just want to make sure that everyone is back from all the breakout rooms before I present the next 3 challenges. Yeah, I think so. So already, yeah, as I said, I met some of you in the breakout rooms. For the rest of the participants, my name is Sika. I'm originally from Bulgaria, but living and working in the UK for many years. I'm also representing sustainability in the water sector specialist group of IWA. And I would like to present the next 3 challenges women in the water sector face, and some of the discoveries that we made in our book. The first challenge is age. So can we go to that slide? Thank you. Young women may be seen as inexperienced and unqualified. For example, younger women may not be included in decision-making circles, regardless of their skills, and may be underpaid due to being perceived unexperienced. On the other hand, older women may be overlooked in favor of younger candidates. For example, older women being excluded from training in new technologies. They may be overlooked for upskilling opportunities due to assumptions that they're less adaptable. Skills and potential are often judged based on age rather than merit. Career growth opportunities are affected by age-related biases, and that's in addition to the gender biases that we're already facing. And age-based discrimination limits professional development. The next challenge and next slide I would like to present is work-life balance. Women face expectations to manage both work and family duties. There's an equal distribution of unpaid care work almost everywhere in the world. Women often carry a disproportionate share of household responsibilities alongside professional roles. Also, employers often lack flexibility for childcare or elderly care, and women who request part-time work or flexible schedules may be perceived as less committed. Workplace policies do not always support family responsibilities, and even where policies exist, workplace culture may discourage women from fully utilizing them. Balancing both professional and personal roles can lead to higher stress and burnout rates as well. And the lack of support impacts career progression and well-being. Leadership roles often lack flexibility as they are typically structured around rigid schedules, which can limit women with caregiving responsibilities from pursuing or advancing into these positions. We can go to the next slide, presenting the last challenge, which is mentoring and staff development. Women seek more mentoring opportunities from peers and leaders, but mentorship and development opportunities are often shared through informal networks where women may be underrepresented. Limited access to technical and management training affects growth. There is often bias in selecting candidates for training programs, and women may be overlooked for high impact training or leadership development opportunities. Organizations often fail to provide structured development programs, and training initiatives may not address the specific barriers women face in the sector. Mentorship is key for fostering leadership skills in women, but the lack of women in leadership reduces opportunities for relatable mentorship and guidance. A lack of support slows career advancement and retention. Also, there is a lack of sponsorship, not just lack of mentorship. Women may receive advice but lack sponsors who actively advocate for their promotion and visibility. I'm gonna stop here, and I'm gonna invite you again to join breakout rooms, and we will discuss there one of those challenges presented.
I think people should be around. Over to you, Arlinda, for a little bit of recap, probably, before we close, right?
Yes. I'll try. Maybe I can also involve Sika and Lyudmila, what was happening on their breakout rooms. But I can definitely make a short summary of the two topics that we've been discussing in the breakout room. That was disrespectful behavior and mentoring and staff development. So some of the points that have been discussing on this topic on how to overcome these challenges were to respond with confidence and strategy in terms of disrespectful behavior, especially we have to set clear boundaries. And I forgot the name of who said that, but it was someone that says you need to learn to say no. And I love that thing because it's really, when it comes to disrespectful behavior, especially women must learn to say that no. Of course, you know your values, so prepare in advance for that. You might need to seek support and drive changes. So join networks that promote respect and inclusion of women. In terms of organizations, enforce a zero tolerance policy on sexist and disrespectful language, and of course, raise awareness on working place, especially talk to other men if necessary, and make them aware of what is happening to you in case you face disrespectful behavior, and train leadership on diversity, equity, and inclusion. When we talk about mentoring and staff development, we emphasize it that there are different ways of finding a mentor and a mentee. Of course, everyone chooses his own way of finding a mentor, and the path it's different for everyone. Some organizations might need to intentionally include mentorship programs in their plans or provide at least a proper structure and resources for mentorship programs, so they can create this open space, especially for women to seek mentors. And there were some good examples. Actually, one came from a research institute where they have these professional development programs that was divided in 3 stages or in 3 chapters: early, mid, and senior career. And we talked about the power of network, and especially if you want to develop yourself, find out who works better, and be involved in volunteering activities and in different networks for learning and different opportunities, especially for seeking guidance. I think that's all from my 2 breakout rooms, and maybe few words from Lyudmila or Sika if they want to share anything.
Yeah, happy to. My breakout rooms were on self-confidence and work-life balance. We had really good discussions and really colorful. A lot of opinions came across, and something that stayed with me. I didn't take notes, so maybe the person taking notes might compliment to what I'll say. But I like something that we discussed, which is it's not all about self-confidence, but also about self-trust. Because if you're starting and you haven't done something before, obviously you're gonna lack confidence. But how can you make sure that you have self-trust and you know that you can do it and you can challenge yourself? Then it comes the problem of I'm saying, meaning women, we're either perceived as not enough and not good enough, not having the confidence enough, not having the skill, not having the age, whatever, anything. But on the other hand, when we actually challenge this, we become too much. And we are perceived as like we're too noisy, we're too aggressive, we're too assertive, we're too grumpy. And then you're losing your femininity. Why do you behave like a man? So there's never enough balance between being too much or being not enough. So that's when the self-confidence and actually really the self-trust comes into place. So you know that it doesn't matter what people say, because they'll always find something to say about you as a woman. Some sort of criticism, doesn't matter if it's not enough or too much. You have to find a way and also have the support circle to trust that you can do it. And it's not only men, but also women that sometimes put you down. So it's very, very important that we need to support each other as women. And someone mentioned something I loved, and I heard that before, but there's a special place in hell for women that don't support other women. I can go on, but I'm gonna move to the second one, which was something very close to my heart and to my current life, work-life balance. And what can individuals do to support their work-life balance, and organizations do to support their employees that have caring responsibilities. I heard something recently and I liked it, that women are expected to work like they never had children, but also to care for their children like they never had jobs. So we are put in such a difficult positions, and we really discussed that very small adjustment and changes from the workplace can make such a big difference, and even to the extent of whether a woman stays on the workplace or not. And someone gave an example as she actually broke a bone and she was allowed from her work to stay at home and work from home on a full pay. And that really allowed her, because of this accident, it allowed her to spend so much more time, like a quality time with her two daughters. And why does it have to be something crucial to happen to actually giving the access to people to spend time with their families? And also, she didn't get behind in her work. She actually delivered more than she would deliver traveling to the office and losing. Someone was talking about having 2 hours of travel, that you get to work really exhausted after a very crowded metro or a bus or whatever ride you have. And maybe these 2 hours could be used so well to work at home. So very small adjustments from your organization can support you. Also, we need to support men and promote parental leave and balance family roles, because it's not only women to be sometimes men want to be involved in their family life, but they can't because the policies and what organizations provide is not good enough. And I can go on and on and on, but it's a very close to my heart, as I said, topic. I have 2 young children and I'm working full time. But thank you to all the participants, and I'm gonna stop here and let Ludmila explain her challenges. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I would be pretty brief. In terms of career opportunities, we've highlighted that it is very important to be proactive. To search sometimes for the opportunities, sometimes to not to miss if the opportunities are happening. So to take that roles and get that experience. Also, there is important role of networking for career growth, and also being a part of various associations and groups. So then, of course, you can either also get to know about the opportunities or get skills and experiences what you didn't have before. Again, for career development is also important to have balance between work and life, because, for example, if you don't have it, then development is not possible, because you need to be also recharged, and sometimes, to have to be full of energy to put that efforts on after. And very also important thing was to work on intensification of funding for this for career development and for career advancement within the organizations. In terms of age challenge, I would say I was pretty surprised, because the participant of this breakout room expressed that there is no challenges in the region within this let's say area. So that is good. And I think that is something what makes us happy, that people starting from young water professionals till senior professionals doesn't have any challenges. But still, I believe, and we've discussed a bit, that it is important to have systems which support throughout all of the stages of life women, because sometimes when young professionals are completing their degrees, they might face problems to get the job when experience is already required. So the systems and collaboration between educational institutions and organization, something supposed to be there for support them. Then there are various stages like maternity leave, this and that, or other breaks which may influence our, let's say, maybe experience or professionalism when we also need to return back. So some systems should be in place for that period, as well as for senior part. I believe the, let's say, the conclusion of the professional experience should not be at the time when retirements are happening. Then I think again, professional networks would be a good solution and a good systems to support the senior professionals who are getting, let's say, out of regular employment, but then they can, let's say, use the experience to support the sector and other, let's say, professionals. So I think that would be all from my side.
Okay. Let's hand it over to Kati for the last slide.
Thank you, Arlinda. Let me briefly share the final slides. There we are. I hope you should be able to see them. Just a few slides more on upcoming activities. On the one hand, there's more to come with planning underway for additional presentations, workshops, and webinars. But we also, in terms of IAWD and IWA, have some upcoming events. If you would like to contribute further ideas, also please make sure to complete our ongoing online survey. So don't miss, on the one hand, future events. If you would like to stay in touch with us, become a registered user to our Voice of the Danube website of IAWD, and you will be informed with our weekly newsletter. That's number one. Number two, we have an upcoming regional annual event, the so-called Danube Water Forum on building a water resilient Danube region. It will take place in May in Sofia, in Bulgaria. Feel free to join us. Would be great to see you in person. Also, IAWA has a couple of events. On the one hand, the Leading Edge Technology Conference in June in Houston and Texas. And obviously also the World Water Congress and Exhibition, biannual event, the big event of IWA in October 2026 in Glasgow. So I will be there. I hope you too. It would be great to see you. Finally, the Digital Water Summit in Turkey in November this year. So with that, it's already time to thank you for staying with us, for also contributing to this event. We are aware an online workshop like this with breakout groups is something different from a webinar where you're just like behind your screen and can listen in. Participating in person and lively and speaking up is a different story. So thanks to all of you who have stayed with us and also shared their stories. Also, special thanks to our note takers for basically noting down all what has been said and to support the specialist group with those findings. And finally, a special thank you also to the IW specialist group to work with us on this event. We wish you all a great rest of the day and best wishes from Vienna. It was a pleasure to moderate this webinar. Thank you so much and goodbye.
Thank you.